Hi. It's been just a little bit over a week since Stalker 2 released, and now we are finally getting a massive, huge update that's going to fix a lot of the problems. And yes, to answer your question, the dead zone issue, it's being addressed. So we're going to talk about it. I'm just going to read off all the patch notes. It's absolutely massive. So sit back, take a listen, take a watch. I don't care. And if you love Stalker and all things RPGs, Bethesda games, Mass Effect, The Witcher, if any of that kind of stuff sounds good to you, consider leaving a like at the least and a sub at the most. Thank you so much. Let's go.
Wanna be a renegade? Red wolf, red wolf renegade, red wolf renegade.
So these patch notes include over 650 fixes, including quest blockers, memory leaks, crashes, and minor bugs. They start off this patch note by saying, "Attention stalkers, thanks for your passion and support since the release. It is really important to us. The patch 1.0.1 is live on both PC and Xbox. This is our first fix patch that addresses over 650 different bugs and issues, and here is the list of the major updates for the game. Starting off with AI fixes. Fixes groups of NPCs stuck and dying near shelter during active emission. Fixed issue when Burr could drop any mission items out of the player's hands. Added missing sound effects for Burr's telekinesis ability. Fixed issues with NPCs occasionally getting stuck and not reaching the mission location. This might have caused inability to interact with NPCs or progress to the next mission stage due to idle behavior of the mission NPC. Fixed an issue with performance drops / potential out of memory crashes in hubs and locations crowded with NPCs during long play sessions. Fixed an issue when NPCs would move to A pose or start flying after death. You gotta love those. Fixed issue when NPCs could not track whether a target in cover was covered from shots, which caused them to shoot into cover, which this happened to me a lot, and was always like hilarious, but like in the Bethesda way kind of hilarious, where you're like, that was dumb, moving on. They also add, when it comes to the AI, that they have had more than 20 different other issues addressed with AI. So I'm not exactly sure what those are, but they just say maybe they're just so minute that it's not even worth mentioning it here because there is so much to cover. So let's move on. Optimization fixes. Fixed issue with invisible NPC / mutants appearing in FOV while the player is scoping in. Fixed fire visual effects that were not rendering at certain camera angles. They note here that also we fixed approximately 100 different crashes, including potential memory leaks and exception_access_violation issues. You PC guys, you know exactly what that means, because I don't. Audio and sound fixes. Fixed an issue when combat music was still playing while combat was finished, and they added 7 other minor audio and sound bugs. Balance adjustments. Weapons and armor repair cost is decreased. This is a huge one, and as someone who is a veteran fan of the Stalker franchise, I actually thought that the balancing with the money was kind of like on par, but I think this is maybe just a complaint for newcomers, but either way it's good to see, and a lot of these significant changes that we're seeing to the difficulty that we'll get into is sort of locked into rookie difficulty, which is nice, just sort of give the veterans, the Stalker feel that we love, you know? Moving on. Significantly increased the cost of artifacts, or aka more revenue from selling them. Money reward for most missions is increased from 2 to 3 times. Rookie difficulty armor and weapon buffs. Damage from mutants is moderately decreased on rookie difficulty, meaning more mutant health balance changes in combat's balance sections. Damage to player's weapon is decreased by 23% on rookie difficulty. Armor durability is increased by 12.5%. Added silencer attachment for PTM to specific stash on lesser zone. Fixed sell prices for exoskeletons. They are now more expensive to sell. Fixed sell price for upgraded weapons, which is also a really great change because I know when you're investing a lot of the money into your gear and your weapons, you know that one day you might have to let go of them whenever you find better things, to use and to upgrade. So you sort of want that return on investment whenever you sell your super decked out gear. So this is actually a change that I really love. Rebalance Hercules consumable. Player speed debuff removed, increased the effect parameters, now more weight could be carried by player after consuming it. Combat balance. Reduced some mission items' weight, including the weight of scanners. Slightly rebalanced Bloodsucker's damage. Decreased Bloodsucker's strike protection rank, more damage from guns. Reduced Bloodsucker's HP regeneration outside of combat. Now, I think a lot of us can agree that, especially the ones who are on console, can agree that the Bloodsucker has been a pain in the a-hole for a good while now, and so I'm glad to see that they're making changes. So let's just hope that the hardcore fans aren't upset about this, because I know a lot of the hardcore fan base is saying that it's still a little too easy. So let's just hope and pray that the balances that are coming in the future don't sort of conflict with the overall experience. Controller HP is moderately reduced. So is the burrs, so is the bore, so is the flesh. Damage to bore from headshots changed to 100% of body damage. Damage to bore from shots to the limbs are increased. Same goes for the fleshes. Significantly increased weapon melee distance and slightly increased knife melee distance, which is really good because whenever you have something run at you, you want to be able to rely on your one and only knife that's in your inventory. So I'm actually really happy to see that they're making it more reliable. Finally, we get to the big one. Gamepad input. They have increased gamepad dead zones. Now, in the future, I would like to see them sort of implement maybe like a slider so we can adjust it ourselves. So let's just hope that this sort of, gives us a little slight fix just for now until maybe they can implement something like that in the future. But this is really great news for all you console players out there, or even if you're using a controller. So there you go. Characters. Fixed eyes and teeth on NPC models. Some minor fixes of the NPC models and animations. They added that they have fixed 20 other different bugs in cutscenes as well. Adjusted unreadable text at the bottom of the shader compilation screen. Fixed issue with NVIDIA Reflex low latency option not being saved on subsequent boots of the game. Fixed physics issues with destructible and movable objects, including those floating in the air. So I'm still going to link the patch notes in the description below because there are over 120 main and side mission bug fixes. So if you're stuck on a side quest or a main mission quest and you're thinking, is it patched now? Can I jump back in now because this one specific quest is keeping me from playing? You can go check for yourself, but I don't want to read it out just in case no one wants to hear any names or anything spoilery, so I'm just going to leave it in the description below. Open world experience. Fixed stretched or missing limbs on humanoid corpses. Fixed missing fast travel routes, including to the concrete plant for Toadstool. Resolved issues with loudspeakers, fast travel, and NPC interactions in various locations, such as the scientist's bunker and chemical plant. Adjusted hostile NPC behavior during the arena missions, including bandits' tactics, and increased ammo for the tyrant fight. Corrected mission progression in the Black Sheep and the Key to Freedom missions. Player guidance, gear, and weapons. Fixed a bug that allows you to sell items to the trader for far more money than they are actually worth. Fixed input blocking issues with the PDA, inventory, and attachments when interacting with artifacts. Corrected flashlight behavior after saving/loading, resolved issues with grenade type selection, compass marker overlaps, and missing mission markers. Fixed inconsistencies with weapons and armor upgrade effects, including pricing and upgrade reversals. Improved HUD behavior and prolonged the duration of point of no return hints during down below mission, which is at the end of the game. Fixed a bug where you could sell mission items using a gamepad, which is really great that they're fixing this because this actually happened to me. I was a little over 20 hours in and there was a key that I sold for, mission progression, and I just said, you know what, F it. I've learned a lot, time to restart, and I'm actually a lot better for it. But thank God they fixed it. Corrected radio call effects so NPC voices properly reflect distance during communication. Some of the more obvious ones here in the final notes, including over 50 other bugs, flickering textures in various locations, including the sphere, military base, and chemical plant, resolved movement issues, including getting stuck in certain locations during missions like Once More, Unto the Breach, and Tough Awakening, corrected artifact spawn points in some areas, fixed NPC behavior during encounters, adjusted voice volume during storm weather for improved audio balance. They add that the work on the game and future patches continue. We are working on fixing the A-Life bugs. So the A-Life system is really a huge bug in the game right now, because you'll just be walking down a completely open field, straight road, you look behind you, nothing there, left, right, you're free, and all of a sudden enemies just spawn all around you. It's fantastic. So really hoping that they fix that in the future. But look, at least we got the dead zone fixed. That was a huge issue for people on console. So there you go. Happy that it's being worked on. And shout out to GSA Game World for all of the hard work that you guys have put in. You're not even going to see this video, but if you do, we love you. Thank you. So that's going to do it for all the Stalker news. Remember, if you're new to the channel, consider leaving a like at the least and a sub at the most, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.